Yo, what's going on guys, Impulse here and welcome back to today's video. So today's price tag, I'm going to be battling Tim, and as we can see from the teams, I'm going to be using a Klefki, an Excadrill, Superior, Tapu Koko, Chansey and Dragonite. And my opponent's going to be using Rotom, Magearna, Dragonite, Heatran, Katana and Espeon. So looking at the team preview, I am expecting a tough battle because one of his mons really threatens my team. I know this straight from the start, and I know that it's going to be quite an intense battle. If you guys have been enjoying the price tag so far, go ahead and immediately mash that like button, or if this is the first video you're seeing from me and like what you see, go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button. So before we get started, I'm going to be referring to him as Leon in this video because that's what he's known around the communities and such, and I'll also leave a link to his channel down below, so go and check him out, give him a sub. He does let's plays and such, so yeah, just go and check out his content. But without further ado, let's get into this battle. So I'm challenged by Leon to a battle. Of course, I'm going to lead out with Klefki. Nice setup mon to lead the pack, and he's going to lead out with Rotom. So I feel pretty confident in setting up my screens at this point, and I don't really care what he wants to do. So I'm going to set up my light screen just in case he wants to use the Volt Switch or whatever to get some initiative, and that's exactly what he goes for, which is fine by me. If he wanted to go for the Will-O-Wisp as well, that was fine too. So he's going to be able to switch out now, and he goes out into Heatran. Heatran's here, and I'm expecting the Stealth Rock, but even if he goes for the Fire move, I know it's not going to do too much, but I don't want to risk it right now anyway. I'm just going to go straight out into Flopsy because I've got nothing to lose by doing so. So he does set up his Stealth Rocks, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue. So now we're off on the even thing. He can't do anything to me at all, and I can't really do much to him. I'm just going to go for a Seismic Toss to get as much damage as I can in case he wants to switch. But he actually stays in and he goes for a roll, which I didn't expect him to do, to be honest. So out comes Klefki, which is the worst of the worst scenario. And obviously Stealth Rocks are going to do some damage to me as he recovers some of his HP. So I've been put into a corner, really backed into a corner now, so I've got to switch out again, take some more Stealth Rock damage, and I'm going to go back out into Flopsy, the Chansey. So the stones do a little bit of damage, and he's going to go for that Lava Plume, but as we know, this thing's a beast, and I've got a light screen up as well with Eviolite, so there's no way on earth that that was going to do anything at all. So I'm looking in a pretty decent position. I'm just going to go and chip away some more HP, expect him to go for the roar again, or even switch out, but he actually does go for the roar. So I'm hoping that Klefki doesn't come out, and what do you know, Klefki comes out. So at this point I'm getting quite upset. You know how it is when you're in a battle and things just don't go your way. So I decide that this thing's being a little bit annoying, so I'm just going to paralyze it, see what I can do. I'm expecting him to just go for another roar on my switch back into Chansey. So I go for the paralysis, and he actually uses Toxic, making a prediction into the Chansey, just to burn up some turns, I guess. So that was good for me. I happened to stay in, made a nice little play there, and now I'm expecting that Fire move to come on down. So I'm going to go out into Flopsy again, and get some more Stealth Rocks damage on it, which is quite unfortunate, and he does go for the Lava Plume, which as we know is not going to do much of anything at all. So he's going to recover a little bit, and now he's slowly starting to wear me down, and I'm not really liking the look of it, because I'm going to be taking more damage from Stealth Rocks and such. But he's going to make a play, and he's going to go out into Katana, which is bad news bears. We don't like that at all. But I'm going to get my HP back up to full because I don't like all this rock damage and just the residual damage going off over a matter of turns. So now Flopsy's nice and healthy, but the light screens wore off. Not that it would have helped us in this situation. And I kind of want to scout how much this will do. It does a massive amount of damage, so I'll go for the soft boiled just to, like I said, scout how much it was doing. So I'm going to be able to recover most of that damage off, and now we know that we're in some big trouble. I can't allow it to get a boost, because that would be awful. So I'm going to go into Clefgate. It's neutral, and I'm hoping that it can take it. And he goes for the attack again. Obviously, he's choice itemed, choice scarf more than likely, and it doesn't quite finish me off, and he doesn't want to get himself paralyzed as he's already seen the T-Wave. I don't go for that, and I decide to set up a Reflect while I've got a chance. I considered this a somewhat free turn to get this up, and unfortunately Heatran's going to be able to recover some lost health. So I believe I have a little think about this, decide the best bet is not to save Clefgate, and I go for that screen as I considered going out but didn't want him to make a double switch and put me in a really bad position. Because I considered going out into Chansey there, but thought that he might go into Katana, and if he did, that would be all around bad. So he manages to take out Clefgate, and his Heatran's looking pretty nice on HP. So I'm going to bring in Excadrill, breaking molds with that mold breaker, and I'm also going to take some Stealth Rock damage, which means his Rotom's not going to be able to get a free switch in. Of course, he still has Dragonite, and we know about that as well, and that's what he's going to go out into now. So I've not really had a chance to set up my Stealth Rocks, but I'm going to break Multiscale, and I'm also going to get rid of his Stealth Rocks. I'm going to get a crit there as well, which didn't really matter too much, but it was nice all the same. So I reveal that I've got leftovers, and I should be faster than this thing, so I'm just going to go for that Iron Head, and I am faster. I expect he's going to go for the Dragon Dance on my switch, but I happen to get that flinch, which is really nice. I hoped I would, and I'm going to be able to two-shot this thing, which is a really big threat out of the way. Unfortunately though, that opens doors for Katana to come in and get that revenge kill, and as we know, as I've already said, my team doesn't really handle Katana too well. So this was untested as well. I was hoping that it was going to, not come up against something that's threatening, but that's all I can do. Fortunately for me though, I've got Swish on the back and Swish behind the Reflect. It's going to not care about that move, and he's going to go out into his Rotom. I am going to take this opportunity to get a Dragon Dance up, and I'm feeling a little bit better about myself. I consider my options at this point. I know that he's got the Will-O-Wisp, I know that I'm behind the screens, and I go for the Dragon Dance, knowing that if he goes for the burn, it'll put me back down to neutral, as 2 Dragon Dances equals 100% boost. So I know that I'm back down to neutral now, but I have +2 on speed, so I figure I'm still going to be doing some decent damage. My Reflect wears off, which is a bit of a bother, and I decide to go for another Dragon Dance, as I assume that he's going to go for his Volt Switch, as he doesn't really have much left to do. So I'm going to get my speed up all the way, and I'm essentially an advantage, even though it's not feeling like one too much. He does go out into his Heatran, and he's going to pop those leftovers again. So I'm hoping that the paralysis kicks in here, it does something, and it's just burning away turns on the from the burn. So I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and I'm burn at a +3, and it's able to take it out with ease. We're going to take some burn damage, and that's all gravy. So Katana's going to come out, big problem as usual. It's on full HP, no status conditions. I know that I'm faster. It's just a matter of if this neutral Earthquake can do the job. So while I'm burn, I'm going to go for it, and unfortunately it doesn't even quite do half. And Smart Strike's incoming, and yeah, that's going to really hurt. It doesn't quite finish me off, and that means the burn can take me out, and that means he doesn't get his boost, which is good for me but also bad for me at the same time. And this is where the match starts going a little downhill. I know that he's got Smart Strike, he's choiced in, he's got to switch, so he's going to go for a switch, and I'm going to go for my attack. I decide to go for the strongest move I've got, and I go for the Earthquake. Obviously if Rotom come in, it was going to take some great beats, and it just Espeon somehow manages to survive, and it's able to get a turn to do whatever it wants now. I'm going to have to go out into Tapu Koko at this point, and that means I'm going to take some damage, which really puts me back. If I could have got that KO, it would have been really nice, but damage variation did not want to be on my side. Anyway, Tapu Koko goes down, and Espeon reveals that it's Life Orbed, which is going to take it down and open doors for Magina to come into the battle. So I'm looking at what I want to do, and I decide to go for a Volt Switch in the terrain. It does not bad damage, and we reveal that I'm holding a Life Orb. So I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into Superior. So Superior comes in to take the Floral Cannon, and I honestly wasn't expecting that. But he goes for it, and it does some nice damage to me. I'm going to be able to pop Leftovers, and he's going to get a -2 attack. Special attack, sorry. So now I decide that I'm going to go for the substitute, figuring he's going to be switching out since he's at a -2. But he decides to go for a -2 Ice Beam. So that's going to be able to break my sub, and that's really bad for me. I was really hoping that he was going to switch out there and I would have a free turn to start doing what I needed to do, but that's obviously not going to be the case. So now I'm in a really bad position, and I'm going to switch out and save Superior for later. I've got some ideas in mind what I want to do, but I can't do it right now. So I'm just going to take that Ice Beam again. It's going to do like no damage at all, considering he's at -2. And of course I'm a Chansey. So he's going to Volt Switch in the terrain that I provided for him to do some minuscule damage and get some switch initiative. And he goes out into Rotom. Rotom comes out, and I'm just going to go for the Seismic Toss, as I've got nothing better to do. I was hoping that he was going to go out into Katana just so I could chip away at it a little bit more and score a KO next turn. But he doesn't do that. So now I'm fighting against the Rotom. Fortunately, the electricity disappears, so his Rotom's no longer boosted, and he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp to try and start wearing me down that way. So I'm just going to keep hitting Seismic Toss because I can't afford for him to get a free switch. If he gets a free switch, it's going to be really bad for me. I just got to keep hammering him away. So Rotom's at around about half HP after Leftovers, and I'm not too bothered about the burn at this point, although I can't let myself get too low. And he shows that he's got Pain Split, and he's going to go for it, and of course that's going to put him all the way back up, which is really unfortunate. Thankfully for me though, I go for the Soft Boil this turn, and I'm going to be able to get all that HP back as well, so we're at a bit of a stalemate here. Rotom's gaining life as I'm losing it, because of the Leftovers and the burn. There's not much I can do about that right now. If I switch out, it'll get rid of the burn, but I can't really do that at the moment. So he's going to go for a Hydro Pump, and I'm going to evade it, which is nice for me. And I'm going to get some free damage on him with Seismic Toss. So at this point, I've got a plan in my mind, and I figured it's my best bet to win the game since Katana's so threatening. If he can get it in, he sweeps, and that's GG. So I cannot allow him to do this. So I'm just going to keep Seismic Tossing and bringing him down. And now that he's less than half health, I figure that he's probably going to go for a Pain Split this turn, as next turn he'll be too low to use it efficiently. So if he goes for a Pain Split, he'll take my life, but I'm going to switch out into Superior. He's going to Pain Split, and he's going to give me some of his life, and I'll have enough to use a sub. But unfortunately, after a long time thinking about it, he decides that he's not going to do that. He said he almost did, and if he had have done, the game would have gone completely different. But unfortunately, he just makes the right play. He clicks that Hydro Pump, and he connects, and he's able to take me down. And yeah, that's really, really bad. So Excadrill comes out, and I know that I can take this thing out. Obviously I've got the Mold Breaker, and he's got nothing that he can do to stop it. So I go for the Earthquake, it gets past Levitate, and it's going to take it out. Bringing him down to his last 2 mons now, and this pretty much wraps up the game. He's going to bring in his Katana, It's a nice amount of HP. I've got 3 guys left, and I'm just going to stay in because I've got nothing to switch into, and he's obviously going to be able to take me down. So I'm going to bring in Coco, and that's going to be GG. Katan's going to be able to finish off the rest of my team. If it wasn't for his good prediction on that hydro pump, then the game would have still been open and I had a chance to win. But of course he made that right play and he snatched victory. So as you may know, this is the first loss on the price tag. So he's going to get all of these mons that you can see on the screen now. And with that, I think I'm going to close the price stack for now. If you want me to bring it back with some altered rules slightly, then leave some comments down below and let me know. If I get enough interest in that, I'll make a new list and you'll hear about it in an upcoming video. But yeah, GG Leon, and yeah guys, don't forget to check out his channel. That's going to be all for this video, so if you have enjoyed or learned something useful, don't forget to mash that like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters!